We are here today at the HITLAB Innovators Summit with Dr. Harsha Rajasimha. He is with Jeeva Clinical Trials, and this is not your first time at an Innovator Summit.
No, second time.
Right? And so you spoke this morning and kind of gave an update on where Jeeva Clinical Trials is in the advances that you have made in the last year. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we had some exciting announcements this morning, including the launch of a new logo and a rebrand and a refresh to represent who we have truly become over the last 7 years in being an interconnected, unified, AI-ready clinical platform and an operating system that's beyond just operational execution platform. Now we added an AI tool for designing and writing protocols, which is, it expands from operations to development, clinical development of devices, drugs, and therapies, making it faster, cheaper, better. And so in that vein, we launched a new website. We announced the acquisition of a new AI tool for protocol design and writing. And our customers can access us through the AWS marketplace moving forward with very little friction in procurement process, because we launched the transparent per patient per month pricing calculator, both on the marketplace and on our website. So customers can easily and transparently find out how much it's going to cost them to run a clinical trial and develop the whole therapy from first in human to getting the regulatory approval.
That's amazing. And you did all that basically in the last 6 months or so.
Absolutely.
Wow. So why so aggressive? Is it the marketplace that's driving that, or you have seized so much on the innovations and the technology that it just was the natural place to go?
It's a combination of how fast AI is moving all around us and how fast the demands of our customers are changing. But more importantly, a sense of urgency that I carry as someone who has seen a family member with a rare disease and having lost a couple family members. And so there is that patients are waiting kind of an urgency that drives us. And so I'm lucky to have a great team that's powered me up on the vision to make that vision a reality. And so I can't be more proud and excited about where we have come this far and how we have added 3 new customers in the last couple of months. And we are growing, and we are getting more inbound interest, and word of mouth is catching wildfire now. And so it's an exciting time of growth.
Yeah, so people are finding out about you, and they're seeing that you're onto something. So tell me how the company has evolved in the recent past, and how you see this not just expanding and growing, but helping people moving forward.
Absolutely. So what we had started off with the vision of streamlining clinical trials in taking from fragmented tools and broken infrastructure to a streamlined end-to-end platform, which we did in the beginning several years, and we did that the right way, listening to over 10,000 customer stakeholders at the sponsor, CRO sites, patients, most importantly, and bringing them all into one unified system. Now, the other thing we did right is build it all purpose-built in the modern tech stack, the language of the AI, the Python, AWS Bedrock, and Django framework, and the Anthropic Claude, which came about in the last couple of years. And so we found ourselves last year in the right place at the right time. What the industry is looking for, we kind of had the foundational infrastructure that we had reinvented for clinical trials, because it needed reinvention, really, because it had organically gone out of control in terms of number of fragmented tools, data silos, tool silos that had to be interconnected as an afterthought, versus purpose building it in a way that fits the actual workflow of clinical operations.
So what are the biggest obstacles still yet to overcome?
Great question. And one of them is, it's not an obstacle, but there is never-ending need to build that trust and transparency. Now, while we launched the pricing calculator as one way of building trust, we are working on launching a trust center, which gives real-time visibility for all the stakeholders, the regulators, our customers, patients, as to where we stand with the data security, privacy, what's our view of AI, regulatory compliance, audits and inspections. Having all that level of real-time trust center on the website is something we are working on. But most importantly, getting into the big pharmaceutical companies. That's one. All our ideal customers have been emerging biopharma, medtech companies, and academic medical centers. So we launched a academic partnership program recently, and we were invited to deliver workshop, educate the next generation of clinical researchers on how to design and run clinical trials in a unified, decentralized digital platform. One of the things we hear is medical doctors, especially younger physicians, are still afraid of writing protocols or running clinical trials because of liability concerns or because of their lack of confidence due to lack of coursework focus on clinical trials versus care. And that's where our platform is finding a good sweet spot in being a enabling tool to educate the next generation at large academic medical centers, but also community hospitals.
The pharma people who come and sit down at this table and talk about where we are in terms of health information technology development and use still talk about how it's a slow-moving process, and you are absolutely flying in the face of that.
Absolutely. There's 11,500 rare diseases, a total of more than 17,000 unique diseases known to mankind today. 95% of those rare diseases have zero approved treatments. And my prediction is that given the advances in AI, genomic technologies, all of these diseases will have approved treatment, at least one approved treatment by 2050, which is a very short period of time if you look at 25 years.
That's not that far away.
It's not that far away, and it's coming fast. And so we are the enabling platform to make that happen, to catalyze that process of discovering and developing drugs using AI and latest technologies. The drug discovery has gone way far ahead than the clinical development part of it. If development needs to catch up with the discovery, there is two things happening. One is regulatory innovation. The FDA announced real-time clinical trials yesterday. That's very exciting, although there's practical challenges in actually making it a reality.
Sure.
And but it's doable, and so it's great to see that regulatory innovation coming from the FDA. And on the other hand, it takes tech platforms that can leverage AI as much as FDA is willing to use AI for drug reviews, right? After the CSR is submitted, where the drug development itself is not adopting AI fast enough yet. And that's where we need to do it in a responsible way. We can't rush it.
Right.
And we have the right responsible AI-ready platform where AI can be a switch that can be turned on or turned off based on the organizational readiness. It's not just the technology readiness that matters. It's people, process, and technology. And so while we offer the technology, we are also enabling with training the people and putting together the standard operating procedures and the policies to enable that adoption.
Sounds like you're in a really good place.
Yeah.
Well, Harsha, thanks for coming by and thanks for the update.
It's a pleasure to be at HITLAB.